What's up, Flipsetter? So it is, again, April 8th, and this week just continues to get more bizarre and weird, but interesting, but okay, so I already shot a vlog today talking about the new Star Wars trailer, and I'm still going to put that one out because it's kind of fun, as opposed to like all the serious vlogs that have been coming out recently. But then I went back from that break, and I went back into work, and I was in the middle of cutting the cake and ice cream for my coworkers when my boss came in and said, "Hey, we need to go see the manager when you're done." And so she's like, "Take your time, but when you're ready." So I'm like, "Well, that doesn't sound good." And I get in there, and this is the first time that I've met with the manager since I started working there. And she just looked like she was just in a bad mood, and she fired me. I got fired today. What? And so I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea that this was coming. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. It's been like 3 or 4 hours, and I'm still shocked. I don't understand what happened or what I did, and they were the lady was so angry. And I asked her, why in the world is this happening? Because I've done nothing to deserve being fired. I'm exceeding all my work performance standards. I get along with everybody in my office. I don't understand. And it's so. She basically, she looked at me and she said, I don't have to tell you why, and I'm not going to tell you why. That's not your right to know. As a state employee on probation. And I said, well, is there someone I could contact to find out, because I don't understand what I did? And she said, if we're all being adults here, you know exactly what you've done. And she just stared at, death glared at me. And I looked back at her, I'm like, no, I really don't. Everything that I've done, I've come in and I've worked hard. I didn't say all this to her because it's pointless at that point, but I come in and I work hard every single day, and I've never done anything that I didn't, that I wasn't told by my supervisors that it would be okay. But it's the same thing that happened back at taxation, where my supervisor would say one thing, and then once the manager found out, I would take the fall for it, because apparently it's not okay. But so anyway, she was so upset with me that she had me escorted from the building immediately. I was escorted back to my desk, got my stuff, and they kicked me out immediately. They even said, look, we're going to pay you for the rest of the day, but you need to leave now. I didn't even get to finish working What? So, anyway, that was very strange. But then I started thinking about it, and, this whole week, and it's weird that I've decided to vlog this week, of all weeks. But, it started off with me just feeling like started off Monday, released Murder Me Elmo 2. Clearly a mistake with the beginning, and I realized, it really started Sunday when I was crying in church, because I realized that my life is at a point that I don't want it to be at. And then Monday, I put out Murder Me Elmo 2, and Tuesday, I just felt like crap all day on Tuesday, and I just felt I knew that I wasn't where I should be with my walk with God, and I knew that I'm still holding this grudge that I've been holding since January against God, and it's been wearing me down. I'm exhausted, I'm getting sick, So Tuesday night progressed a little further after spending some time in prayer and trying to figure things out a little bit. I take down Murder Me Elmo 2, and I decide that I'm going to rededicate my life to doing what God would have me to do. So I take down Murder Me Elmo 2, and I decide to, the next day, call and pull out of the Flipsetter Films YouTube competition, because I feel like that's not where God is leading me towards. Like, it's something that I need to give up to Him so that I can make time for the things that He would have me to do. And then the next day, or I guess the same day, I contacted YouTube. I go to Monty. I tell Monty, hey, I need to stop with Flipsetter Films and Flipsetter Games for now, and I need to make like reconciliation for some of these things and work on some Reflect stuff. And there were also some other reasons we talked about. So went and did that. Deleted a ton of videos off of Flipsetter Games. I may even delete the rest of them still, and so that's a lot. That's a lot in and of itself. And I deleted another video of Flipsetter Films. It's a lot to kind of just take in a week. And then, you know, my prayer throughout the whole thing, though, is, all right, God, I am surrendering all of this, every part of my life, back to you, and do with it what you will, and lead me in the direction that you would have me to go. And I finally give up Flipsetter Games, which is something I felt on my heart for a really long time, and for at least a year, that I need to do. And I finally do it, and I do it for real by getting rid of a lot of the videos that I know shouldn't be up there. And so I give that up to God, and and then the next day, I come into work, and entirely out of the blue, I get fired, in like a rage firing. It's just the craziest, it's been the craziest week. And Tuesday, or whenever I shot the first vlog this week, where I was just talking about how I was feeling so down, I was not at a good place. And now I don't have this job anymore, and I understand the ramifications of that, but so I realize that there's work to be done. I gotta go find a new job, but I'm not stressing about it. Like, I have no stress in the slightest. Like, I feel so at peace with this, and not because I wanted to leave the job. I didn't. I would have loved to stay there longer, but at the same time, I trust God, and I meant it when I told Him that I'm going to trust Him and where He takes me. And this almost feels like a test to be like, okay, you say you're going to trust me, you surrendered like the YouTube stuff to me. Now let's see what we're working with, kind of. And I'm headed in a new direction. I don't know where the direction is, but it's peculiar timing when I have no idea why I was fired. I have no idea what could have happened. Like, why didn't they fire me like 2 weeks ago instead of today? Like, there's literally nothing that's happened between there that would cause them to fire me for, or why not a month ago? Like, I don't understand the timing of it. Like, it logically doesn't make sense, and I'm not someone you fire. Like, I was exceeding all my work standards. I learned every other desk in my office so that I can do the work for the other people in my office when they weren't there, for when they were behind. And I was always getting my work done. And so when you look at it through those lenses, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But when you take the whole week into account and be like, you know what? It's an unfortunate circumstance, but there's no reason for me to not think that this is not a God thing. And that's not me trying to rationalize and trying to make good. I genuinely think that. I mean, all the pieces kind of fall into place to be like, nothing else makes sense. This is a God move, and even though I have no idea where he's leading me or what's going to happen next, I gotta trust him. And that is where I've stumbled all year long, and that's why my year has been miserable, and I've been stuck in a rut. It's because I haven't trusted God when he's led me in a direction. And you know what? I'm done with that. I'm done with trying to figure things out on my own. And I'm just gonna follow him, and I'm gonna trust him. And I know that he's got bigger and better things in store for me, but it's been an interesting week, and I trust him. I just do, and we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. Luckily, I have some money still, and I'll get another paycheck from the state still, and I still have insurance through them, and I still have my job at the college and everything. So everything, it's not panic mode yet, but at the same time, it's just it has been an interesting week, and I'm gonna go home and probably work out, and then maybe take a nap, because I still don't feel well, and as I was saying earlier, I'm really tired. But I went over to I came home. I was gonna talk to my dad, but he was asleep, so I went, and I was gonna go hang out with Gary and Stephanie for a little bit and talk to them and get some advice and everything. And Gary's out golfing, but I ended up staying and talking with Stephanie for about 2.5 hours or so, and just so grateful for that family in my life. They're an incredible blessing. But yeah, here we are, guys. Here we are on the brink of a new adventure. Where are we gonna go next? I don't know, but things are gonna be different. I mean, this week is instituting a lot of changes. My stint with the state is probably over, perhaps, at least with this department, and Flipsetter Games is gone. And so it's a new direction in a lot of different ways, and it's a bugs. I need to get used to it being summer almost again. Well, spring, not quite summer, but it's a new it's a new adventure that we're about to embark on, and it should be very interesting to see where things go from here on out. But good or bad, whatever happens, I just got to keep my eyes and my heart focused on the Lord, and everything's gonna work out just fine, just like as it always has. I mean, I remember walking around this area back in September or October, talking about how I wasn't sure I was going to come up with the money for Disneyland, and God provided. And I wasn't sure how I was going to, after that, like, I was looking for a job, and God provided. And I was like, and then I really hated where I was at taxation, and God provided a way out. So, but then, come this year, the relationship with Catherine didn't work out, and I just had this grudge against God. I was just so frustrated, and I was stagnant, and I wasn't moving, and I just felt terrible for 4 months, or 3 months, I suppose. And I'm just done feeling that way. And I surrendered all my life back. I'm like, here, God, take all of this and push me in the right direction. And I lost my job. I lost my job and my YouTube channel that I spent 3 years building. And so it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from here, but it's definitely going somewhere, I've no doubt about that. But guess we'll all just have to hang tight and see what happens next. And I'm going to go and maybe take the rest of the day to rest, and then come tomorrow, it's back to the grind and get back to work. Because even though I trust God, that doesn't mean that that's not a pass for me to not do anything and just be lazy and just to sit at home. No, not in the slightest. I still gotta do my part, and I gotta go out there and figure out what I want to do with my life and what's next. I gotta start applying for jobs. It's a whole new whole new can of worms to deal with, but I know that with his health, I can deal with it, and I'm not even worried about it. So should be interesting, but I can't believe he got fired. Like I can't believe it. It's still weird to me, but yeah, strange. Hopefully that never happens again. I don't like it, but like I said, I trust him, and we'll see what happens from here. Anyway, I'm gonna go because this video is far too long. But thankfully, I have this new phone where I can actually record long videos and be okay, which is kind of wonderful. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the flip side.